Good morning, good morning, good morning. My cards are backwards. We're gonna do a little tarot. It's the second time I cut to the judgment. I was shuffling earlier and did the same thing. Interesting. But today, I don't know, man, the dream world, I'm a seer. There's a squirrel outside my window. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, let me start over. I just dropped a bunch of cards on the floor. The Emperor was in there. What I was trying to say is I'm a seer. I'm clairvoyant, and my dreams are very significant, and they're not just dreams. So when I have a really crazy experience in the dream world and I wake up exhausted and drained, even though I went to bed super early and slept, decent, it's because, man, there's work to be done. And I'm saying this because I'm guessing that a lot of you are doing the same, even if you're not consciously aware of it. You could be a seer, you could be clairvoyant, and you might not even know it yet because your conscious mind is too busy. It's buried underneath a bunch of other crap that's keeping you from being consciously aware of what's coming in, okay? So you got the Two of Swords and the Four of Wands, both in reverse. I feel like some of you guys have been keeping yourself stuck. This comes out a lot, okay? And this might be what your guides are trying to help you through your dreams with. Because this card is an amazing card. We all want to be walking through this card. This represents a portal, a graduation, a wedding, basically some kind of celebration ceremony. This represents somebody purposely staying stuck, not because they want to. It's subconscious. Thank you, Spirit. Their conscious mind, excuse me, might not even be aware that they are the ones holding these swords and that they are the ones that put this blindfold on. But you need to become aware, okay? I think that's why I was talking about our subconscious mind, because when you wake up from dreams, you've been delving deep in your subconscious. And when you wake up, it's all kind of right there on the surface, but a million miles away at the same time. I think some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's your subconscious mind trying to talk to you, trying to get through to you. And there's some important decision you need to make to get here. And some of you guys are blocking this, okay? It doesn't have to be a literal wedding, romantic wedding. It doesn't have to be a literal graduation, but what it is a portal to another life that you've been asking for, okay? Okay. Yeah, and it's coming in quickly. Okay, you got the Ten of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Hierophant, the Queen of Wands. I think these are all for us, as crazy as that sounds. So there's something moving after a long period of stagnation. And this might just be in the astral, like things that you can't see. A lot of us have been put to sleep. Bear with me here. A lot of us have been had awakenings, all right? And if this doesn't apply to you, that's okay, because you're still a part of the collective, and there are two different, 311, thank you, Spirit. There are a couple different versions of the story, but there's some of you that awoke a long time ago. You had your first spiritual awakening decades ago, or several years ago, depending on your situation. And then you kind of went back to sleep. And by that, I just mean your subconscious mind went back way deep down underneath everything, and you didn't really have access to it. You might have even gotten lost, lost your way, so to speak, but it was all by design because you went to sleep with the world. The world was still sleeping. Spirit needed to kind of wake up everyone because the people I'm talking to are teachers and leaders. I had my first spiritual awakening at 17. Okay, that was 20 something years ago. If I had tried to do all the work that I'm doing now back then, the world wasn't ready for me, especially back then, because I was a whole lot to handle. And I needed to go back to sleep. I was awake for like 3 years, and then I just went boop, and it was crazy. It was like somebody pushed a button and I just went to sleep. I wasn't diving into my spirituality. I wasn't connected. I wasn't really doing drugs. I was drinking almost every night though, to an unhealthy degree, and just making really strange decisions that the people who were around me when I had my first awakening did not understand. Okay, so bear with me. Some of you guys are reawakening, and this could be so all of us have had a button that Spirit, a metaphorical button that Spirit is pushing when it's time for us to wake up. Some people call it, actually I don't remember what I was going to say, what people call it, because I don't think it's important. But the point is, it's all by design, okay? Now, after a lot of time of sleeping, metaphorically, fast movement is coming, okay? And you're about to unlock a lot of happiness. These are not dissimilar in terms of what they represent, okay? Emotional fulfillment. But you are being asked to cut out what doesn't serve you and start listening to your guides. And if you're awake but still acting like you're asleep, meaning that you still have the same job, you still have the same friends, you're not really telling your friends who you are, you're not really representing this side of you that's awake, then you might as well still be asleep. Do you know what I mean? You might as well. Spirit wants you to wake up, and not just wake up in here or in here, but wake up in your own life and start making changes. As if you woke up in a dream and you looked around, as if you were, I used this analogy before, if you were, Jim Carrey in The Truman Show, and you woke up and realized your whole life was a lie, would you just stay there? I don't think so. At least, you really shouldn't. And a lot of you do, and that's the reason why I couldn't say with confidence, you wouldn't. I wouldn't. Fuck that shit. But you might, because we all come from different places. We're all taught different things. My mom was very tough, very strong, and very transformative. And even though she was very flawed and did a lot of damage to me, it was part of my soul contract, and it was part of hers too. But one thing I could say for my mom is that she was not one of those people. I don't know. If you were raised around people who just wanted to be in denial, who just wanted to bury their head under the sand, and you grew up in an environment like that, it might be your inclination to pretend that everything's fine. Don't do that. Don't do that. If I came across you for the first time today, it's because there's some part of you trying to wake you up, and there's another part of you that's just going snooze, hitting the snooze, like, no, okay? This is all metaphorical. Cut out what doesn't serve you, because Spirit is trying to talk to you right now. Spirit is trying to talk to you and ask you to step into your power, all right? This black cat is striking me as like protection as well. You are protected in this journey. You are protected in this path. You need to stop keeping yourself hostage, okay? This is the same story as the Two of Swords. This person could easily take off, just wiggle free from those ropes on the original tarot. It's supposed to look a little loose enough that she can just take them off. Some of you guys are keeping yourself hostage on purpose because you're too scared to face your reality, because you're afraid of your power. Thank you, Spirit. But you guys have soul family trying to come in. They're not going to be able to find you if you're too busy pretending to be somebody else. If you're still surrounding yourself by a bunch of people that don't represent you on a soul level, old friends from high school, say for example, maybe you've been married for 30 years, maybe you're still hanging around your family, your blood family, even though they don't get you, and even though they kind of treat you like shit or take you for granted or take advantage of you, let go of them so that you can step into your soul family, okay? You're holding yourself hostage is what I'm hearing. All right, there's a fast-moving victory that's trying to come in for you, okay? Because there's a part of you that knows how to stand in power. There's a part of you that knows how to be independent and fiery and stable and nurturing. You need to start tapping into those versions of you, okay? And again, with the bunny, you have protection here, all right? There's a new beginning, a couple new beginnings trying to come in, all right? We had the Page of Wands as well. So you've got new beginnings here that are leading to stability, that are leading to financial success. But you really have to surrender to this moment and stop sleeping. You're sleeping on yourself. You're sleeping on your own gifts. You're sleeping on your own power. And if this isn't for you, okay, if you're not sleeping anymore, just know that there's some action. I heard inaction. There's something that you're not, this fucking squirrel. Oh my God, he's so cute. He's coming over here. Yeah, there's some inaction in your life that needs to turn to action. There's something that you've been called to do that you're sleeping on, okay? It's gonna be different for all of you. Some of you are just flat out sleeping on all of it. And some of you are already moving, you're already cutting people out, you're already moving toward your goals and dreams, but you're still, I just saw somebody pumping the brakes like, no, that's too fast. I'm not quite ready for that yet. Spirit needs you to stop pumping the brakes, okay? And really get in touch with your higher self. This version of you, has been through so much, but you have the perspective now of an eagle, okay? You can sit on the top of this mountain and see from a higher perspective. Spirit really wants you to tap into this regal, kind of badass version of you that's just tough, that's like, you know what? I can do this. You're not doing it alone. You have all this help, These are spirit guides, in my opinion. All right, again, you've got to cut yourself loose from this bondage, okay? You got the Eight of Swords twice. You got to cut yourself loose. And see how in this one, it's just an imagination. It's not even real. She's looking in the mirror and imagining that she's tied up. And you know what I mean? In bondage. A lot of you guys are creating problems that don't exist because you're projecting the past into the future. And this is something I talked about in my last reading. This is really important for people to understand if you don't know this. And if you do, you need to start thinking about it and implementing it more into your life, because you're trying to be reborn right now. There's a rebirth process happening, except for some of you guys are just dragging your feet, okay? I just saw somebody sticking, I've seen this before in like a Flintstone version where they're using their feet in the car, you know, Flintstones. Not all are you gonna get that reference, but if somebody else was sticking their foot out the back and pressing it down on the hard on the earth, it would slow down the process, okay? So you have to help this process along by submitting, okay? By surrendering, because you really are being asked to step into power. This is the second time we've got this card as well. You are the Queen of Wands, okay? The Queen of Wands is fiery, passionate. She's confident, she's beautiful, she's powerful, all right? She's an entrepreneur, she's a leader, all right? So please don't skimp out. Don't go back to sleep right now, okay? Metaphorically, if you're tired, go take a nap, by all means. The devil just came out. Some of you guys are really falling into old patterns, okay? And this isn't for everyone. Again, there's some of you that are still doing everything right, but there's some part of you that's still dragging, all right? There's some part of you that's saying yes to an old paradigm right now. And it's important for you to recognize that movement is trying to come in. You got the Strength card. You're being asked to use a different version of yourself right now, a different facet. Maybe you've always been a people pleaser, so the lamb was more representative of you. You're being asked to tap into the inner lion, okay? Or if it's the opposite and you've been hard and kind of aggressive all your life, you're being asked to tap into the softer, more receiving, receptive part of you. You have offers coming in, but some of you guys are so busy protecting yourself that you're not willing to let these offers in, okay? But I'm gonna stop, admonishing you. I don't think that's really what I'm doing. This is a tough message. I wasn't gonna do a message today. I woke up so exhausted. And Spirit whispered, like, you're supposed to share from this place. Liberation, yes. Purification. Breaking free from a negative attachment. Dude, so relevant, okay? All those things about being in chains, about being in bondage, about going to sleep, because being asleep is a version of holding yourself hostage, all right? I hope that you really feel that this came out just for you. Purification, emotional cleansing, rejuvenation. All right, so yeah, cleanse this old energy away. This says water as well. So maybe take a spiritual bath or shower. And all that means is just setting the intention that it's spiritual, to wash away whatever isn't serving you, to have it be like a baptism or a purification. I'm not religious, whatever resonates for you, okay? Whatever resonates, but water can be very, very spiritual and aid us in the process of ascension and purification. So what I was gonna say is I'm gonna stop kind of telling you all the things you're doing wrong, because you guys know this is such a hard road. A lot of times these messages are for me too, I know that last week has been really difficult moving into a new place. By the way, I'm in a new place indefinitely, so I might be here for a year. I don't really know. Spirit, I'm just waiting for, further guidance, but this is my home now. Thank goodness. I'm stable, but it's been a little bit of an adjustment. I'm not gonna lie, for my cat and I, because we've been kind of on the road for like 7 months now. We're not used to having stability anymore, and so it's been a bit of a challenge with all the crazy energies. I don't know. I'm just saying I relate to everything I just said. So don't ever feel like I'm telling you, I'm not getting down on you. I love you. I'm only here to help you, okay? I hope you know that. And if you need a private reading, mentorship, self-love coaching, or any of the good stuff on my website, you can check it out at sacredmuseproject.com. Again, sacredmuseproject.com. I'll put it in the description box as well. I love you so much, okay? I hope you're hanging in there. Better days are ahead. I'm hearing May is gonna be really powerful for a lot of us. We just stepped into May, so things are about to get juicy, but we have to be ready to go. And if we're all dragging our feet, we're not gonna get very far. So hope this helped. I love you. And I'll see you next time.